Dear friends, today I bring you a story that has once again placed Khan Yaman at the center of controversy. It all happened in a well-known cafe in Italy when, according to several witnesses, the actor left the place without paying the bill. The surprise was huge. He left his drink and part of his meal on the table and walked out quickly. The staff couldn't believe it, and within minutes, the news went viral on social media. Some defended him, saying it was a misunderstanding, while others harshly criticized him, accusing him of arrogance and irresponsibility. The scandal grew so much that his name started trending, with thousands of comments analyzing every detail. Witnesses reported that one of his companions tried to justify what happened, but failed to ease the tension. Videos circulated online showing the confusion of the moment, fueling even more speculation. This episode did not go unnoticed. The cafe is very popular among celebrities and tourists, and never before had it been involved in such an incident. Italian and Turkish media quickly spread the story, questioning the professionalism and responsibility of the actor as a public figure. Theories soon emerged. Some say Khan thought a friend had already paid, others claim he was in such a rush that he simply forgot, while others argue it was an act of arrogance. What makes it worse is his silence, which only increases uncertainty. The impact goes beyond his personal image. Producers and brands he collaborates with are following the case closely, worried about how this scandal might affect their reputations. His fans insist it will all be clarified soon, while critics say the episode exposes a troubling side of his character. There's no doubt this incident has already become part of Khan Yaman's media history. What seemed like a small gesture turned into an international scandal, showing how every action of a celebrity carries enormous consequences. Now everyone is waiting for him to break the silence and give his version, because his future projects and public image depend on it. And here comes the inevitable comparison with Demet Özdemir. Unlike Khan, she chose silence and distance, focusing on her career without feeding scandals. Many comments highlighted clearly, Demet doesn't waste time with cheap drama. She's above that. While Khan appears trapped in his own excesses, embodying a proud and provocative persona, Demet shows herself as a woman who values dignity and work. He remains tied to the shadows of the past, to comparisons and controversies, losing credibility as both actor and man. She instead moves forward quietly, letting her project speak for her. The difference is clear. Demet chose coherence, discretion, and strength through her talent. Khan, on the other hand, seems to chase exposure and chaos, risking valuable opportunities. And that's the key. Beauty and charisma are not enough. Humility, intelligence, and respect for those who admired him are what truly matter. I see Demet Özdemir as much more than a recognized artist. For me, she symbolizes strength, resilience, and that rare ability to keep moving even when life and people try to stop you. Much has been said about her relationship with Khan Yaman, how it ended, the mistakes and the wounds it left. However, when I look at Demet, I see a woman who did not allow anything to bring her down, who turned difficulties into momentum to progress. She proved that she doesn't need to depend on anyone to shine, that her effort and talent are enough to open her own path. Over the years, countless comments have circulated about her, some harsh and unfair, attempts to devalue her career or her personal life. But I'm convinced that those criticisms only made her stronger. While many get lost in controversies, Demet chose the harder path: discipline, perseverance, and the silence of serious work. That is the great difference I see. She never let scandal define her future. She focused on what truly defines her: her acting skills, her authenticity on screen, and her drive to grow.
Some claim there was still love. Others insist it was all scripted, and some say Khan never truly loved her. I don't care which version is exact, because what I value is how Demet endured the pressure. In my view, she did it with admirable maturity. She understood she could not remain tied to a chapter that brought more pain than joy. She knew how to close the door and move on, without victimizing herself, without lowering her dignity, choosing her peace of mind above all. The public is not naive. Many of us perceive that Demet has grown professionally, earning respect from both the industry and her fans. That ability to reinvent herself and remain loyal to herself is what I value most. While Can is surrounded by rumors of poor choices, wrong relationships, and a declining image, Demet looks increasingly solid, confident, with an artistic path that depends on no one. She built her own identity, and that is ultimately the distance that separates them. I believe Demet never needed Can to affirm herself as a person or as an actress. On the contrary, I think he should look to her as an example, because Demet knew how to separate private from professional life, how to manage criticism and come out stronger. That's why, even if they once shared projects and emotions, today the contrast between them is enormous. She embodies stability, determination, and the ability to stay away from toxicity. He, on the other hand, still seems trapped in his own contradictions. I know there are still voices that do not forgive her, that keep attacking her for moving away or continuing with her life, but those opinions do not change the essential. Demet earned her place through work and dedication. Of course, she has made mistakes like anyone else, but she never let them define her story. And that is where her greatness lies. Strength is not measured by never falling, but by how you get back up. And Demet, every time she stumbled, found the strength to rise again. In the end, it is clear that Demet Özdemir has established herself as an integral, independent, and respected artist. Some still try to tie her to her past with Can, but she left that behind long ago. And I think that is the wisest, bravest choice. Not living off what was, not staying in what might have been, but building what is yet to come. For me, Demet proves that true victory is not avoiding falls, but the strength with which you choose to rise. And that inner strength she has in abundance. The contrast with Can is inevitable, and many underline it. While he seems trapped in a media circus, she appears as someone who has chosen the path of coherence. It is true they once shared a strong bond, awakened passions, and fans still dream of that chemistry, but time has made things clear. Demet doesn't need that shadow to keep moving forward. She is enough on her own, and that is what makes her even more powerful. I remember a comment saying that people will always try to compare her with Sarah Bluma, but she will never be at the same level. And I completely agree, not because I want to belittle anyone, but because Demet has an authenticity that cannot be manufactured. Her gaze, her charisma, the way she moves in front of a camera, everything conveys naturalness. In a world where many get lost trying to appear as what they are not, she shows herself as she really is, and that is where the difference lies.